Well, as I said, I've been involved in our community. I was in Wescott for a number of years, then I went to the district level. I turned around and spent many years with the Boy Scouts, and I got the district merit award. That's the highest award you can give as a volunteer. I was pretty proud of that. As I mentioned earlier, I served 18 years on the Whiteside Carroll County Enterprise Zone and elected 2 terms as chairman. Rock Falls Chamber, I mentioned that. I served on many committees there. Matter of fact, set this thing up together many years ago. I was on the board of directors of Winning Wheels, and I worked in Rockford in my profession and thought that we should have something like they had to help people independently get out and live. That's where nickel came from. Myself and 2 other gentlemen worked for 2 years. Finally got a grant. We started nickel down at Winning Wheels. Took one room and did that, found out that didn't work. We had to get up here and get away from Winning Wheels. I was past president of Rotary, Rock Falls days, set many organizations. On the state level, I was appointed by Governor Edgar on the spinal cord and brain trauma advisory board, and I served 3 years on that. I served a number of years on the Illinois Medical Equipment Board, chaired the Medicare committee back when they first started cutting on Medicare in the 80s, and then I was elected president. I was elected and president served my 3rd term on the Illinois State Tax Increment Board of Directors, and my 2nd term on the Illinois Municipal Electric Board. On a federal level, I was elected and spent 3 terms representing 5 states on the American Public Power Association's Policy Committee, which oversees all the legislation for electric power nationwide. So I guess in summary and closing, I think that I've shown a true sign of what experience, proven leadership can be accomplished when we work together. We've moved forward in the last 8 years, and I'd like to continue to move forward in the next 4 years, getting our riverfront and some of the other things done. So Mr. Wescott talked about the property south. I've been meeting with those folks for 8 years. I met with them last week again. You know, these aren't easy things to do. The open door policy, as Karen said in an article, come to City Hall, you'll see you say it almost all the time. So I guess in closing, I just say I would appreciate your vote April 9th for proven leadership, experience, and give me another shot. Elect me one more round.
Well, I'm going to stand up for my conclusion just because I'm tired of studying. And because I want to be able to have you look at me and understand some of the things I'm going to tell you. You know, this campaign has not been dirty. I don't think that we have thrown barbs at each other, and it's not my intention to do that. But there have been a couple things that have come to light over the last couple of weeks that I feel that it's important at this forum with the public who have been calling me and asking me about them to address. And the first is that I in no way, shape, or form have asked Ed Mulvaney to run for city clerk so that I would have a mentor down the hall that I could go to tell me how to be a mayor. The second one is that I have no intent on dissolving the RFCDC and the fine work that they're doing if I'm elected mayor. Quite honestly, I want to have a better relationship, and I want to see us to continue to move forward with things here in the city. I'm not going to talk about all my past accomplishments because anybody that knows me for 42 years, I can tell you how many babies I've delivered and how many people I cardiac arrest saved. But what it comes down to is we're talking about the future of the city of Rock Falls. Do I, as a candidate for the mayoral position, have all the answers? No. And Dave would tell you the same thing. The mayor does not have all the answers. But in regards to that, I don't think by your voting for me instead of him, that the city is going to come to a standstill as was recently suggested and would not be able to move forward. Because what's going to make the city move forward is people working together and keep continuing the visions that we have before us. Yes, we have not raised property taxes for 7 or 8 years. We've stayed at the 4.99%. Look at our roads. Look at other issues we have. We don't have monies currently available. The reserves that we're talking about are not that significant, or we would be doing some of these things. I want to start a citizens advisory committee. I want to start a Main Street program. I want to continue the riverfront development, and as Dave, see that come to its fruition with the Project Eagle building, the green space, and then on the south side, new businesses. But I also want the Main Street program on West 2nd Street, First Avenue, to bring those businesses in, because they've wanted those businesses, whether it's the taverns, the pizza parlors, the restaurants, whatever, they have helped to keep this city afloat when the industry left. And they're a very important part of our city. And if 20 years ago, a businessmen's association or whatever it might have been referred to as successful, why did we stop? Why hasn't that been wrapped up and brought in? Well, let's bring it back. All that I want to tell you is I will work very hard. If any of you know me and projects that I've been involved in, hard work is not something that I shy away from. I will be there for you. I will have an open door policy. I want to involve the citizens of Rock Falls on projects. We want to bring back the volunteerism. Our sister city next door has had an opportunity sometimes to have a benefactor that writes checks and does things. Rock Falls is always taking care of those things through volunteerism. We want to see that continue. I'm asking for your vote to be mayor for the next 4 years, and asking for your trust to know that I will work every day as hard as the first day to see that the city of Rock Falls moves forward, and we can do that together. I value your vote and hope that you get out and vote on April 9th. And thank you most of all for being here tonight. Thank you.
Well, thank you.